own sage, bro, is just understanding what you give power to, and understanding you give power to sage. You give power to any other thing that you think is cleansing you. Like right now, I got the incense burning. This my little sage that I got going on right now. But for the most part, it's because I gave it power for that working for me. Same with any type of meditation. So say if you was to do some type of breathing meditation, and if you don't believe it don't work, you're not being your own sage because you just don't have confidence enough in what you're doing. If you believe it, trust me, it will work. So that's kind of what being your own sage is understanding you're giving the power to shit, and also even going further and understanding being your own sages, bro. You being the fucking your cleanse in life, like, and stop looking for other people or other things to cleanse you out. Like you have to be the detox, like no bullshit, especially on a straight spiritual level. I'm not gonna get into the body and all that, but on a spiritual level, you have to be your own detox and understanding that people gonna come against you, people gonna try to ruin your day and shit, but you have to understand, bro, like, no, like, you blocking all that shit out. That's what sage is for, that's one of its properties, is to help block out shit, help, cleanse things and shit like that. And it's like, nah, bro, you block this shit out. You're not letting that shit into you and let what other people say and other people do affect you and, in the long run. Because that's ultimately what happens when, we allow people to press our buttons. We're not being our sage. Like, I'm gonna just stick to that word for now, but well, yeah, and I talk about not letting people pull you out your square, and how that makes you vulnerable and vulnerable for attack. So when you get emotional, you're not thinking logically, and that leads you up for attack in your life, especially spiritually, and it will reflect physically. So if you're emotionally responding to these people, say you're at a workplace, or you emotionally keep responding to a relationship like the wrong way, like there's many different things or scenarios where you spiritually not right, so emotionally these things won't last for you. But if you was sage, no matter where you were, you'll be able to you'll just be able to work and be able to be okay, because you understand that you're higher than this, or you're above that shit. So why let it affect you, in a sense? But let me see. I said I'm getting to my notes, but okay. I say also understanding how you can, like I said, give things sage. I talked about the incense earlier, but you can also look at plants as being your sage, because that lights up the it don't necessarily light up the room, but it brings filtration in your room, because it takes away certain things that's in the air. Same for like if you was to get an animal in your house, it's just because those animals are honestly cute in the sense of the way they do things and shit. And they kind of show you how they're just small reflections of yourself, and those things help you bring sage into your house. And understand some of the things that bring you peace can bring you hell too. And understanding, like, so say if you didn't have sage, like now you're gonna feel like, damn, I'm gonna have a shitty day because I ain't sage today. Or say you just forgot to sage that day, now you feel like you're gonna have a shitty day. Or say that pet gets sick, because that's one of the biggest things for me. Understanding if I'm gonna get this new thing in my life, I can't allow it to have an emotional effect over me. In a sense, like, I love the cat, like I'm gonna like the cat, but I can't let it have me stressing out any more than I just can't allow that to let me happen. And I understand how starting that relationship, you have to understand that and check that early, because especially when you're given that, like I said, an animal or anything in a certain amount of power. Same with relationships, same with a person. Like, bro, that person can be your sage. Like people say, let this person be my peace, but you're given the power for them to be your peace, and you better hope that you are a good scout and really understanding this person, because if you give these person the keys and they just decide to go mudding and just fuck up the whole car and don't give a fuck, flip that hoe over or some shit, get stuck in the mud, like, nigga, that's low-key your fault. It's not even low-key, it's all your fault. And I just said whatever, no pun intended, but I'm being funny, head ass. But yeah, you gave him the keys to the car, so it's all your fault, especially if it's your damn car. Like, nigga, you have to be more careful than that. And that's just understanding, yes, anything can become your sage, including yourself. And we understand that even ourselves can be the most detrimental thing. So understand even that how powerful yourself is and how destructive it is if you just are not believing in yourself and all these other things, because that shit is very powerful, just as in believing in yourself is powerful. If you believe you ain't shit, bro, trust me, you're going to be ain't shit. And it's I used to be that. I know many people that's like that, and they'll stay like that. For instance, I'll just be like, I don't trust myself. I don't trust other people. I don't This is just how I used to talk. I used to say I'm not shit because I didn't know, like I just didn't know what to be. Like I was just being me, but I understood that. I don't know how to explain it. Let me see how I can explain it better. I knew the norm is to be the shit, but I knew that I wasn't shit in the sense of how I was going about things. Like I was going about things just the way, whatever, just selfishly, the best way to say it, but not even selfishly in a positive light. Just doing shit just to do the shit, like not gaining any wisdom or knowledge out of the shit, especially in our younger ages. Like that's everybody. But what was my point that I was making? Fuck. Let's try to find it. Why not? Being your own sage, letting other people be your sage, knowing you're a detriment to yourself, powerful, believing in yourself is just as powerful. It's not believing in yourself. What was after that? Fuck it. Can't remember. Might come back up. Oh, I don't know if I was talking about the, just to finish up this one topic that I had though, with the kidney and shit, like, or plants, if it start to die or something, you gotta understand, like, that's also a part of life too. You just can't always look at the one side of, light. You gotta understand the darkness too. And that's as simple as that I can keep it. But bro, understanding, bro, whatever you give power to, like whatever you want to be your peace, like it can be weed, can be your sage. That's definitely my sage right now. A lot of people sage is alcohol, and I wouldn't say that's a positive sage because you know how bad that can destroy your mind and also destroy your body, especially because you're just letting certain shit in with those drinks and shit like that, and with the things that they're made with. But yeah, I mean, it's many different food for some people are sages, working out for some people is sages, whatever, help you relax and clean your mind, or just, get your mind off of the day-to-day stress and shit, the mundane shit, and the shit that just help you just, live life, like when you kind of in the moment and not having to think about the moment more type shit. And just understand, like, just how you can be the working out and all that shit can be powerful. Understand where that source of power is coming from, and it's always yourself. Not because everybody else is doing working out and it's working for them. No, it works for you, so it works for you. If another person you chose that to, it probably wouldn't work for. It's not working for everybody just because your group or your friends is working for them, and y'all always work out and y'all have a blast because y'all have your outlets and shit like that. For some people, they're going to have to do a whole other thing, so you couldn't expect them to just be able to gravitate into the things that you're doing. The same for anybody. Like if you're a writer or something like that, you can't expect for... you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to even get that deep. Okay, well, and this is why I give examples too. Like I said, going back into pulling yourself out of your square and shit, or letting people, or allowing yourself to be pulled out of your square. And it's funny because we used to say, I'm going to step in your square. And that's now, and when we talk about our square being our personal space, well, of course, that's what stepping into your square means in fighting. Like, we about to get into these fisticuffs, but that's what literally, even in a spiritual thing, like, I'm about to step in your square, nigga. No, nigga, get out of my spiritual space. This is my shit. And it's the same thing. It's like you're allowing somebody into your square, honestly. Like, when you, well, this is what I say. I take back the little thing I just said about you allowing people into your square. People pull you out of your square into their square and make you feel uncomfortable because you're not thinking how they thinking, or you're not living how they living. So that's usually what happened. Now you don't feel as good as about your square, and the fact that you're not in your square, bro, niggas, you look like Martin, nigga. Just beat the fuck up because you outside of your shit. You like your feet are too spaced out there. Not on you. You're not standing with shoulders. Like you're not inside of your shoulders. You outside of your hips. All your steps are wide. You take long ass swings. Nothing comes with form. That's what happens when you're outside of your square. You're tired and all that other shit. Not thinking with technique. You're not thinking smart. You just fighting with anger. And I used to fight with anger, and that shit used to lead. Some fights I'd whoop a nigga ass, but some fights I'd be like, oh shit, I see how I swung too hard here, and that led to me being in this predicament. Instead of if I just 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like nigga, enough 2-piece and biscuits, you gonna be full, nigga. I'm childish, bro. You gonna get full, nigga. Shit, just feed them slowly, nigga. You ain't gotta give them the whole bucket. Put 2 or 3 on the plate. Eat them, see how you feel after. I'm childish, bro. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Goddamn. Let me stop, bro. But yeah, that's kind of what happened though. When you get in your feelings and shit, really you in your feelings because somebody questioned your way of thinking and shit, and that's usually what happens. It's like if you was really solid on your square and on your foundation, nobody can pull you out of that shit. Like nigga, what? Okay, I'm not even listening. What are you talking about? When Walker? Okay, that's how it be, bro. Like okay, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But to get into the point more, when you outside of, when you out and about, it's harder to find that sage. It's harder to, especially if you're working. In case, okay, there you go. I had started reading too fast, or I was too ahead of myself. But like when you're out and about, when you're working, when you're in the traffic, when you shopping. Like niggas walking too slow in front of you. Somebody was just saying, nigga, do you get have you ever just been had road rage while you walking behind somebody? And yes, I've had. And it's like a whole bunch of those things, like just going past that. Say you get into a little argument with that person now because they in the way and shit like that, or you know how people bitch with you, well, boo, like little shit like that all the time. It's like it's harder to be because that shit can happen out of nowhere. You're on the phone, all of a sudden. You're pulled into this, like you literally got sucked out of your square because, first of all, you wasn't paying attention because you are preoccupied with something in your space, so you're not necessarily looking outside of your space, especially in certain moments. And all of a sudden, like in some of the best moments, like bad shit happen. Like damn, what the fuck just happened? Like how did that happen? How did that go down that road? Like we were just chilling. Now I said the wrong thing, and now you hate me, and like just shit like that. So, what I'm trying to say is, like when you out and about though, or when you actually with people and shit, your thoughts are always there, but it's like, for me, I would say, just like now, like expressing myself, it's a lot harder than just thinking and all the thoughts that's in my head. Like I can think them hoes out clear as day, go long, flip analogies, flip perspectives 3-4 times, flip them hoes inside out, all this other type of shit. But when it's time to express that shit, it don't come out the same. The same when you with people or all these other things. It's like when it's time to put on the show, it's harder to stay inside of your square. Inside of yourself, you the shit. You gonna always think you the shit. But when it's time to start talking and shit, you come off as shy, and all the different other things. But to stick on to the point, so say if a bitch just call you out randomly, or like you waiting on food, or you going to order, you trying to order, deal something with customer service, and the person that's working at the job talking to you hella disrespectful, like, damn, I'm just trying to do my shit. I know you working, but damn, I'm just trying to get my shit done. So it's like, now I'm mad because you made me mad, but why the fuck you making me mad? Because they pulled you out your square instead of just, all right, well, I'm good. Like, I know, like, my life is fine. Do you need counseling? Do you need a hug? Don't try to make me upset because you can't deal with your life and you want to put your anger out on somebody else and you want me to respond so you can just have more excuses to keep going through the same shit you're going through. No, I'm not participating in that shit. I'm not going to allow you. I'm not going to amplify your life. No. I'm not going to make it worse. Even if you want me to. Nope. Can't make me. I'm better than that. And that's honest to God truth. Like, it's really, really people be wanting you to help them make their life worse. Like, they want you to help justify. Like, people want you to justify their flaws. Like, Nipsey said it, the worst thing to me is justifying your means, and what he mean by that is just justifying the state that you in, especially when you're in a bad state of mind. Like nigga, if you keep justifying why you like that and never trying to get out, bro, that's one of the worst things ever, nigga. That's the deadly sin, nigga. That's dying. Like that's going against yourself. But yeah. So back to what I was saying. Not allowing people to pull you out of your square. Not allowing people. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, people want you to help them feel even worse about themselves. And shit, sometimes when you try to tell people the opposite, they don't want to hear the shit. Because they just want to hear the bad. You see that all the time. Just when people like go on your YouTube comments, they only look for the comments, or on Twitter, they only go through the comments and agree with the comments that match their rhetoric. And the same people that's on the other side where they only it's the ego both ways, but the ego can give you too big-headedness and make you be so one-minded that you never see anything else, and like now you're in a religion. Versus the other way, ego make you feel so bad about yourself, shame you and all these other things till you feel like you ain't shit. So either way it go, like they still got you trapped under. That's why you got to come in that balance where the ego gonna always play its little games, but understanding you're in checking the ego. Don't let the ego keep checking you. So yeah, pretty much.